Hey everybody, thanks for joining us at Wednesday night Sharky Waters Wednesday night dive. Tonight we have usual crew with Eric the Clock Doctor keeping us in line and on time. We got Eric Tor back here behind the wires and the screens, and with us as always is Cassandra Bryan, our pro Shark Attack commentator, doing the shares and helping out with all of the chat rooms. For everybody in the chat rooms there with us, thanks for joining us. You could have been anywhere, but you're here with us. That's pretty cool. And then we got Amy Wingate, the lovely missus, to our guest here, Daniel. Tonight we are going to dive into, who knows where we're going with this, but
we're winging it.
Yeah, we're winging it. We're winging it tonight. And so, but I did want to start off with recognizing, you know, on the Christmas episode, we were talking about the impeachment of the president, and right now, who is now sitting at the helms of like what's looking like a war. And so to take a moment of our time to just kind of put our mental hearts space together and build a cabal of safety and protection around our families and troops of everyone that's out there, that we find peace as soon as possible. So with that in mind, I want to welcome Daniel here, because I know that you are probably as far opposite on the political spectrum as you and I may sit. But part of the joys,
that's okay.
Part of the joys of this show is that this game allows us to bridge all kinds of gaps.
Yep.
And so with that in mind, I want to welcome you onto the show, man. Thank you for joining us and show us what you got. It looks like a familiar drill, but on a different side of the table.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing with this drill is you can actually do it on any corner.
Mm-hmm.
So you can pick a corner. But you're probably familiar with it. It's a drill that I like to do on tables that I've never played on before, because it helps me get a feel for the felt and for how it rolls.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah, so a lot of times, you know, this is one of the things I'll do. Another thing I'll do is just hit the cue ball off particular, dots, just to see what the action looks like and see what I can do, how the rails are hitting and stuff like that too. So, it's a fun one. It teaches you cue ball control, and there's multiple different ways you can do it. If you're a draw player, you can set it up down here and draw back a little bit for each shot. It's extremely hard to do. If you're more liking to follow, I'm a soft shot player. I don't use a lot of draw unless I have to.
Yeah, I haven't watched you play. I've seen you play through some of the live streams that you post on your own work, and we'll dive into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen you make more balls than I've seen you miss them. And
well, yeah, a lot of that comes from being able to hit the ball, stroke the ball softly, and that's something Jeff, Jeff Jerome.
Of course.
He's my mentor when it comes to pool.
What episode was he on?
He was last season, wasn't he?
Last season. Yeah. You'll have to check the archives on YouTube's, on YouTube's archives. If you haven't subscribed to YouTube, go ahead and do that, and then you can go through all the past guests.
Yep.
He had a really cool drill that we did with the bullseye speed.
Yep.
Map.
Yep.
Do you do any of that with him?
Absolutely. That's one of the things that once the table's set up next week, we'll start doing that a lot more again.
Yeah.
We used to do that all the time.
Get redialed into the new speed of the new table.
That is so much fun to do.
Let me see you do it.
Yeah, okay. So, like I said, I'm more of a follow player. So I like to do this with a little bit of follow and a little bit of spin just to bring the cue ball back.
Okay.
And the idea is obviously you have to come up, to do that, you have to come up above your next ball.
Yeah.
If you're below it, it changes the whole thing for you.
Yeah.
Right? So, and it's always harder. I find it to be harder on these balls than it is on these balls. I don't know why. Maybe it's just more table to work with, but you don't need as much control from over here to hit those in and just come back out and hit, because you have a lot more table to work with.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Over here, you have to be a lot more precise, which is why I start down here instead of over here. So. Look at that, almost
friendly.
The first
it was
one.
Friendly.
Another reason you hit the ball soft.
You're 100% on the show.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't change it now.
And I changed it already. Look at that.
No, but I can see you're still shooting that real soft, and you even still put follow with the little spin. At that angle, I personally
would have hit probably some draw.
Oh, yeah. I would have started the whole thing from draw. I'm working on that bad
And you
habit.
can do that, too. And actually, sometimes I will do that, and I'll draw it back to the cushion and out. You know what I mean? but now I'm a little bit out of position, but I can still hit a draw and come back this way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I didn't get enough on it. So now there's no possible way to make this and draw it back without hitting that 5 ball.
Yeah.
So I'm out of position already on that one. So I would reset it up. You know what I mean? Or you move the cue ball.
Nope, I got you.
Mulligan. So give it a shot.
Yeah, this is going to be really foreign for me to play it with the follow the way you are. I'm going to start over here a little bit even. Now, we've had this drill on a couple times, and I've gotten some valuable input from different players, you know, as the time's gone on from it, and I'm like always eager to revisit the step one.
Yeah.
If you take I was having a good conversation with a friend today about progress and how all progress is 1 step forward, 2 steps back, and 1 step forward, or 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and then you know, there's this got to go backwards a little, and then you re-implement what you've learned, and that'll put you ahead of the game, and then you got to practice that. What you learned, and you got to practice it to the point that it becomes automatic, and it's got to become automatic long enough for it to become subconscious, and once it becomes subconscious, then you can put the next step in there, you know, and then you can go from there. And I feel like I've been doing that well with this drill. I feel a little out of line right now too, though.
And the drill, it will expose that real quick.
Yeah, well, that's what drills do too. They expose your weaknesses where you need to work on them. Let me give it another try.
Go for it. Then I'll show you one other one I do too.
Yeah, I put too much on that one.
Let
me try again.
Another reason why I like to use the follow instead of the draw is because you don't have to hit the ball very hard. It really teaches you how to stroke the ball softly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which
I tend to, I have like a real heavy default stroke. So I have to be careful not to do that.
A lot of players do.
Well, and we're both pretty big guys too, right? So you got a lot of weight right here. You got a roughly 17 to 21 ounce. I mean, some people are playing with up to 25 ounce cues nowadays, you know, but and then there's a lot of dialogue that goes into the wrist and the grip and how that translates. There's like a moment of impact that if you're holding on with a firm grip, then you may as well be firmly attaching that additional weight to that cue, and now you're hitting it with a 90-pound something versus the finesse and control of a 17, 18, 19, 18.5, you know, if you're that precise.
It changes a lot about your stroke too when you tighten that grip up. See, that was good right there, other than you hit the ball. But even right here, you could draw that back, you know, with a little bit of bottom left and bring it right back up here for the 5. You know, so that's a good. You want to do it one more? You want me to do it again?
No, go ahead. I was going to segue in from the progress into our political stances of where we're at with everything, and just give you a chance to check in with what's happening with our troops and our president.
Well, you know that I have a stepson over there right now.
I did not know that.
So
I knew that Amy's son was in the service, and I knew that he was deployed, but I didn't know exactly where. 2 boys in the service. I'm sorry,
2.
She's shouting from the back.
He's not in the mix of it yet. You know what I'm saying? But he's in the Middle East, which is a lot closer than
here.
Than here.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why it gives merit and credence to at least acknowledge before we just start rolling balls around and having a good old time to acknowledge that there's some people out there that are in very different circumstances.
Very different, different, you know. So, you know, and it's unique because, you know, I don't take the same, you know, you know, I don't know, I don't really want to use anti-war. I don't really like, obviously you don't want to go to war, you know.
I like proudly call myself anti-war.
Yeah,
I support the troops and
Yeah.
My personal background, let me take a stab at
I'm
this real quick.
anti-war, but I'm pro-American. Pro-America.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean?
I get that too.
Yeah. And it's like, to me, our country is like our house.
Okay.
If someone breaks into your home, you're going to do what you have to do to defend that.
Okay.
Right?
I mean, if
But
someone...
on a world stage, it's a lot different because now, countries have interests all over the world. And especially the U.S. because we're called upon to police the world.
By whom?
The world.
By the world?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why we have bases everywhere. We actually put out more money towards protecting other countries every year than all the other countries that, like Europe, Germany, all of them combined.
Yeah. But in this particular instance, when we're talking about that we're at the hands of war in the past couple days, go ahead, you try.
Yeah.
With that, more specifically with Iran.
I'm going to do a draw on this one here.
Are you familiar with...
See, that's fun.
Are you familiar with the coup that we staged in Iran in the early 50s?
Not from the early 50s, no.
Yeah, we should...
Wouldn't shock me, though.
Dude was a Roosevelt.
Shock me, though.
Dude was a Roosevelt. He was Kermit Roosevelt. He was like a grandson of like the great Roosevelt. And he was, this is all like released information from the CIA in like 2013. They have to release information as they go on through time and they reach their 75 years. That they like had a 4-step plan and that plan failed. And they like called Roosevelt
neither one of us
home.
has made it past 3 balls yet.
Well, we're in a conversation. That's part of the open swim.
Yeah.
So they staged this 3-part coup that takes several days to engage, and it's like buy out their media and stuff like that. And none of it works. It like flops, and the U.S. intelligence pulls back Roosevelt, and he like disobeys orders and says that there's still like some assets that he hasn't used, and he thinks he can still pull off this coup, and so he hires. Basically gangs to like go protest the streets.
Yeah.
And then he hires another gang to go retaliate against those guys. And then he instructs them both to go meet at Mossad's house. He was like the leader at the time who was like, still to this day, like why they're anti-American is because of in the 50s, they
What happened in the 50s?
They had a leader that they believed was like the best leader, and they had a revolution that they fought for, and they have their own constitution. There's a guy named Howard Baskerville, if you guys want to check him out. It's like on Wikipedia, you can look it up. He's an American Christian missionary who went to Iran in the early 1800s to go help develop their country under the name of Christianity. And during all of this guy's like just wanting to genuinely help these people, this umbrella-ing political story unfolds, and they like pulled his visa to work there. And it's like noted in the Iranian government history that he threw his passports at the people that were trying to take him, and he stayed and he fought for the Iranian constitution and died like 3 hours into the first battle.
Wow.
And there's a monument in Iran that is dedicated to the American who fought for democracy for them. And I think it goes for mentioning that when our president is talking about bombing cultural sites in retaliation.
See, that I don't agree with.
That I appreciate that you would say that.
That I don't agree with.
It's my obligation for my platform to mention that that's included in that list of sacred spots for them, them being the Iranian people who were, waging a war with as in,
My problem is you can't separate the people from the government and bomb their sites. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing that, or their cultural sites, because if you're bombing the cultural sites, that means you're treating the people of Iran the same as you're treating the leadership of Iran.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And, I'm not naive. Like, I know the people of Iran.
One last time,
there's a lot of good people.
Open shooting.
Okay. I know there's a lot of good people.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And,
of course.
Yeah, so I mean,
it's the institutions that I like. Lift my pitchforks and torches to.
Yes,
and
exactly.
so it's a slippery slope to navigate the waters of people who are advocating support for the service.
Yeah.
Where I support the families of it. Historically, I'm like Democratic because my family is third generation. My great grandmother's third generation crossed the border
that was horrible.
from Mexico. So when we talk about the analogies of invaders getting into our home and our country, our home,
Yeah.
that stuff resonates with me with the dialogues of immigration. And so I like politely have to object to some of that stuff because in my family, if it weren't for the military, we come from, what I lovingly call the barrios of Mexico. If it weren't for the service, a lot of my family would not be in the position they're in now. My mom and her brother, they work for NASA.
Yeah.
And, another brother of theirs was an Apache helicopter pilot. And a lot of that stuff can be attributed to being willing to work for the institutions and not the ideologies that build the institution.
And I'll show you one more. Let me show you one more real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's super easy. Actually, we'll just shoot that way. And this is something that if I feel, more advanced players like to play not just to make the ball, but play parts of the pocket.
Of course.
Right? And create angles.
Of course.
In order to be able to do that, you have to be able to hit the ball straight, right? That's a big thing. So a good drill to see if you're actually able to hit the ball straight, or if you're hitting the ball straight, especially if you feel like you're struggling, is you set the balls up in a straight line to the pocket, and you can do whatever distance that you're comfortable with. And if you're hitting the ball, because right now, I can make that ball on this side, or straight in the middle. Now, if I make it straight in the middle,
rub off of this one and come in,
Correct.
or you can go straight off of this side. I don't know if you guys can see which side we're talking about there.
Correct. And by doing that, it'll change the angle that the cue ball comes off of, right? So, but the idea here is to hit the ball straight. So if I hit it straight, the cue ball should follow the four ball directly into the pocket, right? This is something that Jeff had me do countless times to learn how to hit the ball straight so that I'd be able to do that and play different parts of the pocket.
Nice shot.
Don't hit either of them.
Do you
See
know
what I'm
if
saying?
there's-
Yeah. Let me try that.
Do you know if this has a name?
No name that I know of.
Now you're lining it up just right?
Yeah, just perfectly straight.
Straight follow
Straight follow.
is what we'll call this one.
If you're really good, you can draw it off the bottom rail back in that same pocket.
Well, as
kidding.
we go on to a new drill, we'll segue to like a less controversy. Let's talk about TSPN.
Yeah, so
I mean,
TSPN.
you get a lot of heat from that one.
Oh man, that's more controversial. That's more controversial than
that
anything
was
else.
controversial.
I think that might be more.
Yeah. We
So
live
you
in
wanna hit that-
strange days.
You want to hit that a little harder.
Yeah, I really
a
do.
little bit more top. And actually, you don't need that much more speed, just more top. Yeah, see, you didn't hit that one
I threw
straight.
it off
Yeah.
a little bit too.
Yeah, so TSPN still going strong. And actually, Jeff,
Take us from the beginning. How'd you get involved with it?
how did I get involved with it? A friend of Jeff's called Jeff. And of course, Jeff called me because I'm Jeff's best friend.
Okay.
And, said, hey, this guy's got this great idea for this pool league. Jeff and I got involved with it when it was still a concept. It wasn't actually launched. We were playing, but it wasn't actually launched. People were still winning money,
This one's harder.
but it wasn't really a league yet. You know what I mean? It was out there for a full year before we actually had our actual launch. So we had some time to build it up and build some people up around here. But yeah, unfortunately, we ran into some. That's better. We ran into some people that don't like what we do. To be nice about it,
Objectors.
And the objectors.
Resistors.
Yeah.
That's what we call them in the revolution. Resistors.
I don't like pickles, so I don't eat them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But instead of just not doing it because they don't like it, they have made it their goal to destroy it.
Yeah. Well, then you're beyond a resistor. You're like a
Yeah,
retaliator.
exactly. It's a coup.
It's a coup. Yeah.
So
Well, a coup would be like if they joined TSPN
And then destroyed it from within?
And then became the president of it and then dismantled it from the very top.
yeah.
Actually, while we're talking about that, I was wondering about a membership. Now that we're talking about how to destroy things from within,
Yeah.
you guys accepting new members? How do we get involved?
Yeah. So absolutely. Right. So one of the things that actually, you know what?
Bring it a little farther out, man. Make it a little easier for me.
All right. So one of the things that they've changed recently is now you can be a member. It's $25 a month to play just 8-ball or 9-ball. And then if you want to do both, there you go. You get a discount. It's like $40 a month for both, which is not bad. Which is on par with what you're going to pay for any other leagues. So here's what I'll tell you has happened. So a lot of people out there call it a scam. Now, in order for something to be a scam, people have to get hurt, right? People have to lose something, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like someone needs to be wronged.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Or take money without getting paid.
I was taking the word hurt as in a non.
Not physically.
Loss.
No,
Yeah, not
hurt
physically.
feelings.
Yeah.
You know, hurt feelings.
Hurt
Yeah.
feelings. I really
Not
bruised my
physically.
ego on some of these terms.
Totally.
Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead. Try it further out. Let's see if you got it.
But like, you know, so far, and I don't see this ever changing because it's a legit league, 100% of the money has been paid out 100% of the time to 100% of the people that have earned it.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, those are good stats.
Those are good
the stats
stats.
you want to have
Those are the stats
behind
you
the
wanna
league
have.
that you're operating and
Yeah.
asking people to invest in.
Yeah. So,
I want to say that one more time for anybody who didn't hear that. 100% of the
Money has been paid out to 100% of the people.
100% of the time to 100% of the people who
Earned
won
it. Yeah.
Who earned it.
exactly.
I haven't seen any of that money.
Yeah. Well,
Did you sign up? Are you a member?
Ah, that's
Gotcha.
it.
That's the key.
That's where I went
Okay,
wrong.
so
That's the
now
key.
step
Okay.
one is you got to go to TSPN's website.
absolutely.
Could you
Now, check
tell
this
us
out. So
what
check this out. Here's
TSPN
one of the
stands?
newest things that they just did for TSPN. Because a lot of people don't understand the format or they don't know how to play it or whatever. So they have made a guest option now. So people can actually, you know, like let's say you wanted to check it out, you know, test drive it before you buy the car.
I do want to test drive
Right?
it.
So we can create you a guest account to where we can actually play a normal match,
A TSPN match.
a normal TSPN match that's rated and everything.
Yeah.
Without having to pay any money, so you can see how it works and go, oh yeah, that's cool, or yeah, well maybe that's not for me.
Yeah. Now, and it tells you at the end of that match if you would have won money or not.
Well, it would tell you what your rating at the end of that match would be. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
So-
when you go to your buddy's gym and like work out with them for a day, and you're like, oh,
Yep.
they do have nice equipment here, and
Yep.
the treadmill that I like and everything.
Yep. And
Yeah.
as we grow, they keep adding more and more things like this. Like this session is the first session where they actually broke it up. Now we have 3 different tiers that you can win money in.
Yeah.
So, because you have really good players, you know, like Rodney Morris,
Of course.
you know, that is going to win most of his matches. So if he's at the top and there's only one tier to pay out, he's always winning the money. You know what I mean? That's not fair to the 4s and the 5s and the 2s that want to play. So now they've broken it up into tiers based on your skill level, and there's money at every tier.
Yeah,
So
I
if
see
you're at
how-
the top of your tier,
I see how that could work, and
Yeah.
even in a sense that if that top tier is Rodney Morris, and shout out to Rodney, we'd love to have you on the show. He and I have history going back to my pool table building days back in Hawaii.
oh wow.
He was like the house pro winning the U.S. Open for the pool room that I worked for. But if he's up at the top and he's pulling all the money off of that top
See that?
tier,
I was a little off on that one.
that top tier money belongs to, assumedly, only people who want to donate some money to Rodney Morris if you think you might be able to get him, right? So that's your
Basically.
tier. You're like,
Basically.
if you feel like you're in that camp, then you got a shot at that guy.
Basically.
That's not a bad offer, really, if you feel like you're that kind of guy and maybe you don't have the type of time that it takes to go play in the U.S. Open or fly out to wherever,
Right.
or, you know.
Or the other big guy that we work closely with is the Scorpion, Johnny Archer.
Johnny Archer.
Yeah. You know, he's a TSPN player. They recently did a bar hop with him, a TSPN bar hop, where they went around to different bars. I don't know if it was Texas or, I can't
I
remember
think
where
it
it
was
was at.
Texas.
I think
I'm
it was
sure it would
Texas.
have been.
You know, they went around to different bars, did matches with people. You know, they got to meet them, they got to play with them, introduce people to TSPN. It's actually pretty
Yeah, both
cool.
of those guys are really fascinating people.
Oh yeah, I have not had a chance to meet Rodney yet, but I've actually met and played with Johnny Archer.
Yeah, see, I'm the other
Yeah.
way around with that. We would make a good doubles team against them both. I'm sure we'd have them.
I'm sure we take him. with no weight.
Yeah.
With no weight. But yeah, but now, let's say you're not that kind of a player. Let's
Right.
say you're not the kind of guy that can take on Rodney Morris.
I just think it's important
You know?
to point out that because a lot of people think that money
They are that
just,
good.
They just think that money's evaporating at the top somewhere.
Right,
and
and it's
I
not.
think that's where the looms of this scam comes
Yeah.
into play, is that it's not. It's being paid out to the people who it deserves to be paid out
Whoops.
to.
Yeah, it's being paid out 100%.
what
Everybody's
I
getting the
understand.
money. Yeah. So in every session, all the money that was supposed to go out has gone out, and there's a paper trail to show that. You know what I mean? So it's not like, what you're hearing online and what people are saying.
Now,
The bad stuff isn't true. It just isn't true. If you don't like the business model, that's one thing. But you can be a player in the league and not build the league.
Now, when Jeff was here, he was talking about the big event that they were going to do down in, was it Kentucky?
No.
It was,
Kansas, I believe.
Kansas? It
Yeah.
was Kansas City.
Look at that. You got it.
Yeah, but I got the left side of the rail, the pocket there. I don't know if that counts. But so back then, it was a big, time will tell after this big Kansas event.
Yeah.
And now the time has passed.
Yep. And it's still growing. So our
And so
Facebook.
I know that you didn't get to go to that.
No. I
that
had
was
just
because
started a
you
new
were-
job, and
Driving bus.
yeah.
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 So tell me how you like that.
Love it. I
Yeah.
love the job.
I can see really enjoying that job.
Yeah, it's actually a lot of fun. It's a gigantic vehicle.
Absolutely.
It's like a toy to me. It's fun to just get in that thing, drive it around.
Yeah.
I really like the big oscillating ones that turn in the middle.
Okay,
Those
that
are my
have, like, the
favorite
little
ones to drive.
accordion
Yeah, the accordion.
bend in it.
Yep.
Oh, man, you
those are
drive
my
those
favorite.
guys,
Oh,
too?
I love those things.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, those are what it's just a lot of fun to do it. And I'm a people person anyways, so just interacting with the different types of people, and
I like to sit on that part of the bus.
I'm in
Right
Seattle.
where it bends.
Yeah.
It's really trippy to sit right there and not
I'm in
really
Seattle,
get to
so
see
you
where you're
get all
going.
sorts of different types of
I'm sure.
people. Yeah.
You got the fact that your vehicle's so long it's got an elbow.
Yeah.
And then you mix that in with the fact that you're in one of the heaviest commercially developing cities in the
Trying to
nation.
hit it straight, yeah.
I think if you look up the stats on cranes and crane business, that
Yeah.
we are for the 6th or 7th year in a row have more cranes lifted and working in the Seattle, Bellevue
We do.
area than any other city in the country.
Yep. I
I
actually
mean, that's topping Manhattan stuff, and
actually
it's a
heard
pretty-
that we had to bring cranes in from out of state because they ran out.
pretty remarkable stat if
Yeah.
you look at some big picture perspectives of what's going on around
I'm
here.
always shocked.
So it's busy as heck. There's tons of construction sites, all kinds of madness. Now
Yeah.
you mix in the people,
Yeah.
and that's a factor that you just can't even put a number to, right?
Yeah.
Just how they behave and
Oh, yeah.
the ins and outs of them.
Yep. And you get all sorts of different,
One of the things that attracted me to having you on the show, I'm going to rack them up so we can
All right,
play
cool.
some. Attracted me to having you on the show was knowing that we were pretty far different politically, but also just being charmed at how at arm's length you were from the radicalism of it all, and then recognizing once you got the job working for the city, doing the bus driving, I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense for someone who's so balanced and non-radicalized to take a job like that, because
Yeah.
it just must be insane.
It is insane. Yeah.
What's the craziest thing you've seen on the bus? Well, let me back up
Well-
and say, how long have you been doing it?
About a year and a
Okay,
half.
so within a
and
year,
half. Yeah.
what kind of spectrum of things can we expect to see riding the bus as a bus driver?
I've had people shooting up on the bus.
Yeah,
I found drugs on the bus.
of course.
A bottle of Jack Daniels.
Now, are we talking? We're talking like heroin drugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Schedule 1.
Yep. Yep.
We're missing another ball here.
Oh, we are, huh?
4 ball.
Here it is. Yeah, I mean, stuff like that. I've been lucky that I haven't had anything super crazy. The worst I've had happened to me so far is I had somebody throw a water bottle at me.
Okay. Well,
Because-
that's why I say what kind of drugs. I think it goes
Yeah.
to merit the pump the brakes a bit on the drug culture stuff to
Yeah.
recognize we are in a state that cannabis is legal.
Yep.
And so I mean that stuff, you see that stuff around all the time.
Absolutely.
But to go and find needles and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that, that's a real.
I found
health
a
hazard
glass
to the public.
case,
Okay.
like for eyeglasses, full of used needles. One was loaded, just sitting on a seat.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Someone's bummer day there, right?
yeah, someone's really upset.
Yeah, someone's upset about that.
Yep. But you get people sleeping. You know, I had a girl a few weeks ago that I actually had to call to have the police show up and the paramedics, because I thought she was in a coma. Like, I thought she was like
Not sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get her to
That's
wake
scary.
up, to move, or nothing. So they came and Narcaned her and
Yeah.
got her up.
Yeah, that's part of it. I don't, you know, there's like a, in light of previous conversation, probably saying war at home is not the right words, but
Yeah.
you're certainly the first responder to something going on out here. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? And I commend you and thank you for your service for that, because I've got a lot of friends who lean on the public transportation system. I'm like not at all trying to bash the community of people who need that infrastructure, nor the people who live off of it through their, you know, payroll and paycheck like you. It's a necessary thing, but it sure is inviting in the mess, you know.
It's a delicate balance. You know what I mean? It's a delicate balance because, you know, I'm the kind of person, you know, I'm very empathetic, which a lot of people don't. They see that my political views lean more right. You know, I'm not way right, but I'm definitely right of moderate. And people associate that with not being empathetic. They associate that with, you know,
Absolutely.
You know, and
Absolutely.
I am the complete opposite of that. It's kind of a weird mix for me. You know what I mean? Because of how I believe. But then
Yeah.
again, I believe in people and I believe in helping people.
We have a lot of different spectrums that we can measure on, right? And
Yeah.
you know, tall and short, and
Right.
and left and right, and blue and red, and all of that. And it's so common for us to polarize things because it's easy,
Exactly.
but it, on a big picture, makes things a lot more complex.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
And that taking away the left or right and just trying to stay centered and balanced, kind of analogizing to a pool game. You know, you want a little bit of angle to it, some, you know, to reason and negotiate the next shot in the future.
Yep.
But you don't want to be so tunnel visioned and straight on that you're not going to give yourself any maneuverability into the next moves.
Yep.
So I appreciate you coming on and sharing the space with us about
Yeah,
that.
absolutely,
As I'm
man.
like telling you that, I'm looking over your shoulder and I'm seeing we're out of sand. So that's
Oh.
it. Yeah, that's it for us on the open swim.
Sweet.
And we're gonna let the crew match get taped off while we take a little 5-minute break,
Sweet.
or however long it takes. Maybe they do a 30-minute safety battle.
Coming up next, when we get back from this break, we're going to have our long-awaited rematch of Eric against Cassandra. Who will win? Who will vote crown? Will the coin flip on VIP? Will Eric have to do a jump shot? Find out about all of this and more when we return on Sharky Waters Wednesday Night Dive. And we're back. Oh, wait, that's the wrong show. We're back. Sharky Waters, Wednesday Night Dive. Crew match. Cassandra's about to flip the coin. I'm assuming if it lands on Crown, that means she's breaking. Eric's not paying attention, so if it's Crown... Oh, Eric's calling it in the air. He calls VIP, and it was Crown. Was it Crown? It's literally always Crown. That means Cassandra's going to break. And Eric is going to take a seat. Oh, no, he's going to grab his cues. Well, we just wanted to say big thanks and shout out to everybody out there in Facebook land and YouTube land and Periscope land and Twitch land for watching the show, supporting what we do. Eight ball in the corner, one in the side pocket, and it looks like that 7 is going to go to what? A break from Princess Cassandra, the crown of the show. Ooh, Sassy Cassie, says Eric. I feel like that's a less desirable nickname.
Yeah, I would say so.
Cassandra agrees. Goes for the 2 in the corner, rattles it out. Leaves Eric kind of close there. Not really sure what he's going to do. Safety seems like the operative option. He doesn't have like an easy look at that 2, and there's still a lot of meat on the table for him to hide behind. A lot of trees in the forest, as they say. I don't think anybody says that, but I'm going to start that. A lot of trees in the woods. And he does go safe, bounces that 2 off, and I think he just maybe leaves a sliver of it, but definitely not able for her to make that in the pocket. She'll be kicking or jumping or massing or maybe playing a reverse safety if she can see just that corner. Yeah, you can see her measuring out that angle. She's going to kick off the old bumpa, as they say. No one says that. And she does make contact with the 2, stops the 2, sends the 8 down the table, and doesn't quite hide that cue ball, which I think was her intention. So Eric's going to take a swat at this 2 here. Soft shot, doesn't quite get it to go in the corner, but he does put the wall between the cue and the 2. That is the 6 and the 9 ball, of course. You can see Cassandra looking at how she wants to attack this, walking around, going off a couple cushions here. Totally, those boots. She makes contact, but scratches in the corner, unfortunately, so that'll be ball in hand to Eric. And let's see if we can switch the camera and just get a... No, she just escaped. We were trying to show you her boots or slippers or something. They look really comfy. Where'd you get those? Costco, Kirkland brand. Eric makes easy work of the 2 in the corner. Leaves himself a good look at the 3. Sends it in the side pocket. Little bit of extra mustard on that one. Sends it down the table to look at the 4. Oh, I said that ball was the 8 earlier. That's my mistake. It is the 4. Nice controlling, comes off of the rail there and sends it back out to have a really straight look at the 5. Great poise and focus from Uncle Eric. And even my shark couldn't stop him from the 5 ball. We were complimenting Eric on his fantastic sweater that he's wearing.
Oh my God, Eric's actually gonna make the attempt at running out.
Cassandra talks a little trash here from the corner, but Eric looks like he's out here. 9 in the corner, sure enough. What a game. These two have had some great matches. This is like our prime crew match right here. I'd like to maybe, I don't know if I have the power to put this in motion necessarily, but I would love to see a Cassandra Eric Shark Attack, like a race to 7 sometimes, because we haven't looked at the exact stats of their matches yet, but we reckon that it's pretty even who has more wins. There's a little bit of debate of whether or not Eric might be shy a few, or maybe Cassandra's shy a few.
Eric's definitely got more wins.
I heard Dom saying over there that it looks like Cassandra maybe has 1 or more wins. Well, we'll find out those stats, and we'll be back soon with more Sharky Waters action. Coming up next, we've got the Shark Attack. Dom and Daniel are going to go head-to-head to see who has what it takes. All that and more when we return on Sharky Waters Wednesday Night Dive.
We would like you to post about your experience. If you would like to participate, we will assist you shortly.
We're back at it. Really nice looking lag there. Dom is going to start the break. Shark Attack. Sharky Waters Wednesday Night Dive. I'm your producer and co-host, Tor Bjorn. My friends call me Tor, T-O-R. Not Tori, not Torrance, not Torb. Just Tor, like Thor without the H. Here in the commentary booth with my good friend and our pro commentator, Cassandra Bryant. How you doing, Cassandra?
Good, Tor. How are you?
So good. Good to be here. Another episode. Some great pool players.
Yep, absolutely.
So what are we getting into here in this Shark Attack?
All right. So we are doing a race to 9, or race to 7 9-ball. I'm sorry, I misspoke. The players have already lagged for the break. It looks like Dom came out on top there. In 9-ball, you must hit the lowest ball first. Any ball must hit a cushion after contact. And the 3-foul rule is in effect.
I was playing, I qualified for their singles thing.
3-foul rule. Can you remind anyone who's new to the show here, how does the 3-foul rule work?
All right, so the 3-foul rule means that if you can get your opponent to foul 2 times in a row, you must let them know that they've had 2 fouls, and then on the 3rd foul, it is a win of that game, not the entire match, just that one game.
All right. Well, I know everyone in the chat room knows the rules. We, and especially the 3-foul rule, we remind it every day, and I'm not sure if our guest was paying close attention, but that is our verbal agreement, contractual agreement duty withheld now, saying the rules out loud.
Absolutely.
So there should be no confusion, anything 3-foul or push-up related moving forward.
Oh, did we talk about the push-up rule?
Oh, I don't think we did,
So
actually.
the push-up rule... The push-up rule says that if you have ball in hand and you scratch after ball in hand, you must do 10 push-ups.
I think President Clyde updated the rule to 12. Yeah,
12,
he said we
12.
do 12 around here.
Oh, okay.
What's the push-up?
Oh, speaking of rolls, Dom's shot there almost rolled. He was trying to get that 4 in the corner, and he just hit the fin. So unfortunately, he'll sit down and hand it back to Daniel.
Ouch.
That'd be way too. That'd still be over 100 for me. Yeah. I don't think I can do 50 push-ups anymore.
Certainly you could once upon a time.
Eric was saying Fargo divided by 4, so that's 4 for every 100.
And then he rethought it and decided that it was 8, but that would still put me at like 52 push-ups.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
4 seems reasonable because it's unfortunately Dom scratches there in the corner.
Fargo divided
we'll
by
hand it
4
back
would mean that I would have to
to
do
Daniel.
112 push-ups or something like that.
Divided by 4?
Yeah, my Fargo divided by 4, I would still have to do like 100.
What's your Fargo?
Like a 440 something, I think.
I had the math backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a lot of push-ups.
Yeah.
By 8, I'm with you. Yeah, I was thinking like by 25, the other part of that, like the 3 number, I always get those equations backwards. Something weird how I see the math in my head. But yeah, I was thinking like divided by 25. So if you're like, you're doing 4 for every 100, I mean, because it stands to believe that you could potentially scratch multiple times.
Absolutely.
Like, if you scratch once with that roll, you're done. Your arms would be jelly.
Right?
No way.
Yeah,
Not to
I
mention
mean,
all
I
the-
really don't think that I could do more than like 20 push-ups anymore, honestly. Been out of the military too long.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I've seen the photo of when you were like really super high level fitness, and I like wouldn't want to get in a fight with that chick for sure.
Yeah, I was pretty beefy, but we don't need to talk about that.
Fair enough.
Ooh, nice draw from Dom. Unfortunately, he just came out a little bit further than he wanted to, or not far enough, depending on how you want to think about it. Nice attempt there.
Yeah, I really like where his head was at with that shot. It's always hard when you get so close to your work like that. It's not a lot you can do.
Looks like Dan hit that a little too firm. Didn't stroke through all the way and left Dom a tough shot. Great bank. Good leave on the 9-2. Perfect speed.
Nice out by Dom there. Looked like he maybe was in a little bit of trouble when he handed that 8-ball over, but unfortunately for Dan, he was not able to capitalize. Handed it back to Dom for the easy out. So our score is going to be 1-0.
I don't know if I consider a bank an easy out.
Well, that's fair to say. I only say that in that he made it look easy.
He did. Definitely made it look good.
There's 2 easy shots there.
Hearing a little bit of a instrumental version of an unreleased song from my hip hop group Grandmasters here in the background. Excited to kind of tease to the Sharky Water peeps that we're going to be hearing that song at the end of this month, and a few days before it's released to the public, we're actually going to throw it in the mix as the background music on the show. So if you pay attention to the music, you might get a sneak peek at a song that we're working on with Wands, who famously sang the chorus of Thrift Shop by Macklemore.
Awesome.
Super excited to be putting out some new music in 2020 and creating some new art and hopefully inspiring some people.
Looks like Dan played a safe there. Left the 2 pretty awkward next to that 5. I feel a good shot coming out of the bag.
Nice little safety there.
Yeah. Ooh, great bank attempt by Dan. Got a little bit of a reverse safe there too. I think Dom can see just a little bit of it. Looks like he's gonna masse around this 5 ball, get a little bit more of a full hit. Great attempt. Not an easy shot, but it's open. Great shot by Dan.
Wow.
Left it tough too. Got right up next to that 3 ball. Looks like Dom is looking for his jump cue. Great contact on that jump by Dom. Great shot. Fortunately, it didn't pocket. Brings Dan back up to the table.
Nice little soft touch to get the 2 in the corner. Unfortunately, leaves himself a little bit tied behind the 5 ball. He's going to have to do something clever to get a good look on this 3.
Yeah. Nice long rail kick there. Didn't connect exactly where he wanted to. Left Dom open on the 3, but I mean, it's tricky because of the way that 4 and 6 are snugged up to each other. It's almost not an advantage to make that ball at that moment. But it is at that moment, and Dom says, I can do it. Oh, great attempt. Oh, that spin took right off of that second rail and shot the cue ball into the opposite corner pocket. That's unfortunate.
Nice soft hit on the 4. Great leave on the 5. Right in the side pocket. Looking good on the 6 as well.
Oh, he got the stroke to get back to the 7 ball, but that 6 ball decided it wasn't going to pocket.
You know, it was success after success on the short game that's been the story of this rack so far, but Kind of can get weird to have to change your shot up for some leave on a ball that far away, and unfortunately doesn't get the result he was looking for there.
Yeah, well, we have to remember that these pockets are not forgiving either. Great draw from Dom. That is a great shot right there.
Yeah,
Nice
forgiving
big
or
stroke.
not. Got what he wanted out of that one.
Yeah.
And that one, for that matter. 7 goes down in the corner.
Dominic ends a little bit under that 9 ball. I think he was hoping that that right was going to take a little bit more off of that rail, but he's got this. Nice shot.
Little dribble in the basket there at the end, but he sends it flush home with a slam dunk. 9 ball in the side pocket, making that score 2-1. Dom will be back
2-0.
up to 2-0. Excuse me. Here I am giving out free points. Sorry, I forget I'm not that kind of official.
Nope.
Be some real reffing for the Patriots type game if I was giving free points out like that. Am I right, guys? Football fans?
Let's not talk about Deflategate.
All right.
I mean, that happened against my team. I'm still butthurt. It's been like 4 years. I'm still butthurt.
About what?
Deflategate,
What is that?
where Tom Brady took out the air from the football.
Oh, no, I know what it was. You just said you didn't want to talk about it. I was trying to reverse psychology to
that's
get
mean.
you to...
Man, that's mean. It's hurtful even.
Not as mean as that break.
Yeah. It's pretty unfortunate. Dom's going to break out his jump cue again. Good hit. Not on the side that he was hoping for, but it works. He is going to give Dan a look at this 1 ball. Nice little soft touch there by Dan, but he got a little bit too much of that ball and decided to come out of that side pocket. Nice clean shot by Dom. Looks like he's looking at taking the 3 in the corner pocket down here. Great shot. Nice little come out there for the 4. Oh, clipped too much of the 4 ball, unfortunately. Giving Dan back control of the table. Nice use of some outside spin there. Bumped the 7 ball, but he's got a good look at the 5 still. Nice little draw punch there to come back for the 6th ball. Nice clean stroke on that 6 ball. He decided he was not going to rattle that ball again. Oh, that reverse angle got him a little bit on the 7.
Super intense.
I can talk louder.
I have no doubts.
Nice drawback from that 7 ball. He got on the right side of the 8. Probably would have liked another few inches there, but he's going to make it work. Great shot. Nice follow there to come back up for the 9 ball to put it in the same pocket.
And there you have it. Dan's on the board. Now it's 2-1. Commentator's curse, maybe. I predicted the future there.
Absolutely.
Nice out by Dan. He'll be back up to break here as soon as Dom's got them all laced up and ready for the next rack. Cassandra, interesting shot from that game or anything that caught your attention?
I was actually pretty surprised that Dan decided to cut the 7 ball on that side and not the other way, because I felt like the bottom would take closer on the other side, because you're hitting the 7 ball more full, and then you're making contact with the rail sooner than on hitting it on the opposite side. So the English, the left-hand English versus the right-hand English would have had more of an opportunity to take off of the ball and the rail.
Gotcha.
To pull the cue ball back to get a more favorable lead on the 8 ball.
Right on.
The first one that he missed, I'm talking about anyways. The second one, he nailed it.
A monster lurks in each of us.
Nice open break by Dan, but nothing falls. Brings Dom back to the table. Oh, unfortunate. Looked like Dom was maybe going for a combo carom possibility there with the 1 ball, making the 4 and maybe the 1 on the side. Nice attempt. Fortunately, the cue ball followed straight into that pocket.
Yeah, tough opening move for both of the guys. A dry break and a scratch.
Yep.
Feeling now with Dan's ball in hand that we're going to see some momentum here.
Yeah, you can only go up from there, right? Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully I don't have a commentator's curse there.
Well, no curse on that one. That 1 ball goes down in the corner.
All I can think about is push-ups.
fear of push-ups is a real thing.
Nice stroke by Dan there. Come off the rail from that 2-ball and out for the 3. A little bit of a tight angle, but it's all right. Thing to focus on is controlling the cue ball. Great shot. He avoids the side pocket. Nice little punch shot there to get the angle on the 5 to come back for the 6.
Great look all around on this run for Dan. Like, you got to really love the guy's short game. Like, the accuracy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's there.
Dan used some top right English there to try and come around. 3 rails. Fortunately left Dom a shot. These pockets just don't really like those forceful strokes. I've been burned quite a few times by that same shot here.
Same.
Because I like to use top English when the ball's that close to the pocket. Use the rails to get around the table. Oh. Dom just barely misses that 6 ball.
That too.
Oh. Got burned by that back cut on the 7 again. But can you see, Tor, if he's got a clean shot on the 7 or if that 9 ball's in the way a little bit?
The 9 ball's not as obstructing as it may seem, but it's definitely there.
Great shot. Nice spin.
Gets it around for the 8, but
It's pretty close to that 50-yard line.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like at the 45, I guess. That's what you would say. Ooh, goes for the reverse bank. Barely hits the nipple.
Now, you said 50-yard line. Now, is that a football reference?
It is, but people use it in pool a
I
lot,
see.
actually.
Okay, I'm new to that one.
Yeah, 50-yard line. It means that you only got 50% of the way there.
Well, no 50-50 about that shot. The 8 goes in the side, and he's right up on that 9.
Oh, unfortunately, that 9 ball does not drop.
Yeah, real tight look there. Doesn't quite get it to go.
He was stretched over the table, too. Oh. Dom didn't like that shot on the 9 ball either, I guess. All right, and that brings the score 2-2, guys. Dan is going to be back up to break.
All tied up at 2-2. Dan back up to break here.
Nice strong break there. The 4 is going to clear for a shot on the 1. Looks like the 7 went down on the break. Nice attempt on the combo. Fortunately, he hit it just a little bit thick on the 5, or a little bit thin on the 5 ball.
Looks like a strong breeze would make that 5 drop, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Super close. Little combo action there with a good look back on the 1.
Yeah, it's nice that he left the 1 ball in the pocket too, because it gives them a good way to get a favorable leave. That's 2.
Just a little nudge makes that 1 go down and puts him on the 2.
Little punch action there on the 2 ball. Keeps the cue ball right there.
Yeah, I was going to say a little little hometown, home team advantage on both of those shots, as Dom really is familiar enough with his table to know how to work these pockets.
Yes, absolutely. Welcome to the show, Deborah. Sorry you're not here with us tonight. We miss you.
Absolutely. Sending all our love and support out to Deborah Gross. Great friend, huge supporter of what we do.
Yep.
Wishing you all the best, Deborah, and we love you a whole lot.
Dominic left himself in a little bit of a pickle. He's not sure what he wants to do. He decides to play it straight there. Make the 8 ball. Make sure that he gets a chance to pocket this 9 ball. Oof. Opted to bank the 9 ball. Came up a little short.
Gives himself a lot of room for safety with the double bank, the Z, I believe they call it, and unfortunately kind of sells himself out here at the end. Yeah, the 9 ball just didn't stand a chance for Dan's short game there. He's been shooting those close proximity shots, lights out right in the center of the pocket all night, and that was no exception. So for the first time, Dan's going to be up 3-2. You know, sometimes we say that 9 ball is not necessarily the test of the better shooter, but who doesn't make the last mistake. But all that being said, I think both of our shooters tonight got a lot of talent, a lot of tricks up their sleeve.
Nine ball almost went in that side pocket there.
Anybody else get nervous for the break putt just then?
All right, dry break though. Dom is back up at the table. Nice drawback from that 1 on a look for this 2. Ooh, he opted to cut it on the thin side and got safe. I think Dan can see just a sliver of this 2 ball.
I saw that safety coming a mile away.
Oh, okay.
To be expected.
Okay.
You know, having
Great
a
shot.
bridge up high over that because that cue ball there because of the 6 didn't make it easy, but solid connection with the 2 ball.
Yeah, looked like maybe he was almost going for the combo or trying to get safe behind the 3 ball with the 2. There were a lot of good things that could have happened there.
Well, he sends that one back Dom's way, who gets the 2 to go in the corner pocket.
Yep.
Pretty good look at the 3 here as well.
Nice little stop shot that drew back just a sliver. For a good look at this 4. Nice stop shot again there by Dom. Ooh, and he pockets that 5 ball. Nice shot. It's a little funny on the 6 ball. Attempts to cut it into the corner pocket. Ooh, he came back and scratched, unfortunately.
Yeah, big swing around for that scratch. That's unfortunately been a little bit of thorn in Dom's side tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, if that cue ball would have stopped, 3 inches sooner, he would have had a nice little safety behind that 8 ball. Nice use of some left-hand English there to bring the cue ball around 3 rails. Get a good shot on the 7. Nice little stun there by Dan. Nice shot on the 8 ball. Squeaks out to the right side of the 9 ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Let me introduce you to the young grandmasters.
All right. Dan takes that win as well, putting them up 4-2.
Nice out by Dan. Interesting to see a little shift of momentum here. It's still certainly early on in this game.
Absolutely. There's still a chance for it to shift back again and go all kinds of which ways.
My ball didn't budge that time.
Dry break again.
That was my 9 ball swing.
Y'all need to learn how to break like me, I guess. Dominic tried to bank that 1 ball and unfortunately gave it back to Dan here. Nice draw there from Dan. Great use of the side rail. Come back on this side of the table. Nice touch there with the 3. Nice soft stroke. Nice shot again. Nice shot by Dan. He has definitely adjusted his stroke to this table. He's definitely hitting a lot softer, using a little bit more English to get around, get where he wants to go. Nice down and up. Almost flirts with that corner pocket. This real soft stroke is definitely favoring him on this table. Should say it's been more favorable to him, to his run out game.
Now that you say it, it does make more sense that way, but I definitely caught your drift the first time around.
Yeah. Oh no. These guys like to hand 9 balls to each other. They're awfully nice.
Last time one was
I try not to be this nice during pool. I don't know where they learned this.
Well, I must admit I always do feel a little bit of guilt being the one talking here in the background as someone misses a potential game-winning 9 ball. So my bad, guys. But
that was probably more me than you, if anything. Whatever. That's part of Sharky Waters. That's why it's called Sharky Waters.
very true.
I'm missing one.
All right. Did you say the score, Tor?
I did not. You want to say it?
All right. So that puts the score 4-3, Dan. But Dom is back up to break here.
Well, that's right. 3-4. Dom back up to break here. And that's
The 8 ball in the corner pocket.
the type of break that we like to see. Little corner action there. Potentially sign of a strong start for Dom. It's a little bit of movement on the 9 ball. Unfortunately, it kind of just glues it to that back rail, which may be a little bit weird later on.
It depends on what angle you get on that 7 ball. Ooh, it looks like Dom might have tried to play a safety there with the 6 ball. And just kind of underhit it a little bit. Didn't get quite there.
Pockets are so tight there. Can't play the cheap shots.
Oh, rattles the 1 ball. Dom played that with some inside English and made a connection with the 3, which caused him to hide himself behind the 5 ball. Pretty pretty interesting little outcome events there. Nice hit. And doesn't leave it super easy. Puts the 2 ball right back on the 5.
Yeah, you imagine he was hoping for a little safety there.
Yeah. Nice 2 ball on the side and a favorable bump onto the 5 to leave him a good shot on the 3.
Really like that shot. Just no room for error, and he absolutely drills it.
Yeah, great shot. Nice shot, avoiding the 9 ball there. Coming around 2, almost 3 rails for this 4 ball. Nice follow. Uses the rail to come out to the center of the table. He's going to recheck his angle and his tangent line here. Make sure he knows where the cue ball is traveling. Looks like he used just a touch of stun there. Oh, that long shot proved to not be favorable right there. I think he might have also been bumping that wall. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, you saw him remove like an extension piece from his cue last rack.
Ooh, nice stroke by Dom, but hit the backside of that 7 ball, and I don't know if he really likes this shot. I wouldn't, but you know, different strokes for different folks. Oh my goodness, he ends up banking the 7 ball, hitting the 9 ball, and it goes in the pocket. That was great. That was, yeah.
Turns out he liked that shot
Right?
after all.
Yeah. Can we see it again? That's
Instant
the
replay
question.
coming season 3, Sharky Waters. Stay tuned.
ESPN's top 10
As soon as we find a sponsor.
Yeah, right?
Speaking of TSPN, more on that later.
All right, so that brings the score 4-4. Dom is back up to break.
Make sure everybody gets their money's worth.
Big swing makes the 5. What else was it? The 8, I believe, fall.
Yep.
And a lot of movement on that 9. Got it halfway across the table, but nothing fancy just yet.
Nice little soft shake safety there. I think he wanted to hide it a little bit more behind the 2 ball, but that works. It's still pretty favorable.
Soft safety. Sounded a
Soft,
little
soft.
Sean Connery there.
My bad. Dominic hands it right back with another safety.
I might do Sean Connery voice for the rest of the episode.
Oh my God. I don't know if I'm going to understand what you say.
Well, after missing that shot, Dom has to go and take a shit.
Oh.
No, I don't think I'm gonna
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to keep going with that one. It was fun while it lasted.
It looks like Dan is breaking out his jump cue here. Ooh, great contact. Overcuts the one ball, actually. Didn't think that was possible. But it happened, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, great reverse bank attempt. Didn't go. Left it pretty close to his work, though. Leaves Dan a tough shot. Nice little touch, nice little stun there.
That's what I'm talking about with the accuracy, though. Just straight down the center of that pocket all night.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was learning there for a while that the jaws of those pockets were going to burn him.
You know, and as I say that, I realize I'm like 2 for 2 on commending his accuracy following the miss. I'm going to keep my mouth shut on in those moments for the rest of the night.
I mean, I'm sure Dom is thanking you. Nice shot by Dom. Favorable leave on this 4 ball. Nice lineup on the 6. And he comes just out enough to make this a nice little shot in the side pocket for the 7 ball. Great little drawback there. And it's a nice clean 9 in the corner pocket. All right, that brings the score 5-4. Dom, he is back on top.
You know, we talked about earlier the swing of momentum, that it can go one way and it can come back, and it seems like we're seeing a little bit of that now. Both guys, like...
And there's like still time for it to go the other way and then come back this way, and I mean, we're getting close to the finish, but we're not quite there yet.
Yeah, still a lot of 9-ball left here.
Yeah. At least 4 games. At maximum 4 games. Something is...
At least a maximum of 4 games.
Yeah, I know. I had to change it because I misspoke the first time, okay? I'm a little...
we need to get a third mic for Eric. He's like on fire in the background right now.
You mean that's not Sean Connery?
Nice use of follow to use the rails and come back out and get a good look at this 2 ball.
Nice shot.
Ooh.
Yeah, weird.
That was not what he wanted to happen. I'm pretty sure he wanted to stop shot that 2 ball. Well, that's what he did. He stop shotted the cue ball, but the 2 ball was not supposed to come back and break that out. I mean, if he made the ball, he was supposed to have a good look at the 3, and if not, Dom was supposed to be safe. Unsuccessful two-way there. Ooh, Dom played one back. Looks like
I think he's gonna have
yeah, he has
easy
a little
look
bit
there.
of he has a window there. Oh. It's an unfortunate outcome. Nice shot by Dom. Nice use of follow in those rails there. Collided with the 5-ball. I don't think that was on purpose. Ended up leaving himself a combo here. Nice. Nice two-way, but unfortunately the 7-ball fell.
I saw the reaction before I realized what was going on. I was so hyper fixed on whether or not the combo was going to go, and like sure enough, it was like perfect.
Yeah.
It was the leave. That's the problem.
Yeah,
What a
that
bummer.
that. Dan was not trying to make that 7-ball. He actually like switched his position halfway through while he was down to make sure that he missed the 7-ball. Maybe he should have stayed where he was.
Well, hey, you can't win them all.
Well, if your name is Shane Van Boning, you can.
Now, why does Shane's name come up there? I'm curious if you met him recently, didn't you?
Yeah.
Wonder what his hobbies are outside of pool.
Ice fishing
Ice fishing
and golf.
and golf. Ice fishing is so unexpected. What? How do you know that?
It's all over his Facebook.
No, I don't follow him on Facebook. That's the
Well,
problem.
yeah.
I heard that he has
Maybe you
so
should
many
try.
friends that he had to make a second Facebook.
Really?
Yeah. On your personal page, you can only friend 5,000
Oh yeah.
people.
No,
I think, or
actually, he
something
found
like
that out while he was here in Oregon. I was there for that actually. So wow, he made a second one. That's awesome.
I'll have to find the other one and see if I can friend him.
Oh
Unfortunate miss there by Dom.
yeah.
Well, I'm no aficionado of pro pool players, but I have to say, after seeing Shane close out the Moscone Cup this last year, I'm a fan from that moment on.
I'm sorry, I was trying to respond to somebody in the commentary booth and I missed what you said.
Shane, I'm a new Shane fan, and the moment that I was converted, was watching him close out the Moscone Cup last year. It might have been the year
On the
before.
1-9 combo?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was it the year
1-9
before?
combo.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think for me that game. Oh, unfortunate scratch in the corner pocket.
Well, luckily it wasn't, on a ball in hand.
But yeah, that Moscone Cup match in Shane's like super sporty victory there, I think was like really what cemented to me, like how cool this game is. Cool, just like that 9 in the corner pocket. Nice out by Dom, putting him on the hill,
Yes.
6-4, and he'll be up to break on this next rack. So it looks like Dan's going to have to pull himself up by his bootstraps here and come up with another couple wins.
I mean, I ran 4 in a row earlier.
It's doable.
Or if that's not the case, then at least he'll be consoled with the opportunity to win the break pot after this. Always the real prize. That sweet, sweet cash.
I think money is always considered the real prize.
My bandmate from Grandmasters, Joseph, his running joke when it comes time for holiday gifts and stuff is, why get gift cards? Give cash. It's the gift card to everywhere.
You can get the cash gift card.
Yeah,
little
but
debit
they're
gift
like
card.
on a time bomb. So it's like every month, they're talking about the Visa gift cards.
Yeah.
Every month you lose a percentage of the value of the card. It's like a real ripoff.
Really? They didn't used to do that.
Well, and I'm hearing from in our audience here, I think it's after you activate it. So you may be able to hold on to it.
Okay. I don't know. I'm one of those people where I would just use the card all in one go.
Just like Coach drew it up. Big old combo on the 8. All kinds of weird stuff going on here, but at the end of the day, he's getting balls to drop and staying up to bat here.
Oh, unfortunate.
Hands it back over to Dan after that miss on the 2-ball.
Can you?
We're switching a few of the icons around here for the balls. It's always a little tricky.
Oh, nice little sporty shot off of the 8-ball there. Unfortunately, it's going to go sit behind that 9-ball.
Send it.
Ooh, great attempt there.
These get hard.
I was looking for the comment before. Somebody said I think she came to Canada last week. Oh, those fins of the pocket got at Dom again. Actually, they've been pretty favorable to him tonight. Daniel is the one who's been feeling the brunt of those.
Yeah, on the whole.
Yeah.
Live by the fin, die by the fin. That's what we say here. And win by the fin. Sean reminds me. Eric, I'm sorry. I thought we were still doing characters.
Safety that thing.
Crucial moment here to pick his shot as Daniel's contemplating whether or not this needs to be a safety or whether or not he needs to go for gold.
Looks like he played a little bit of both there. Not an easy shot, but there is a couple. And there it was. Nice. Oh, stop cue ball, stop cue ball. Oh man, those corner pockets do not like Dom tonight.
A little bit of Finn karma. Maybe he got some lucky dice rolls in the beginning and has been hitting snake eyes on the last couple shots.
Well, on every shot that he scratched on, it was that cut shot, right? That real tough cut shot, and you used outside English. So in that instant, it would have been left English to throw the object ball into the pocket. And what happens is that the English ends up taking off of that second rail, and it's really unpredictable about how much it can throw it towards that side pocket.
Except you for making something on the break.
Well, he almost broke like me. He made one. What is that? That is the 1, 2, 3, 5 ball on the break. It's breaking out that jump cue again. Nice solid connection. Real long leave, and it might have squeaked behind that 3 ball. Tor?
It's definitely covered in part.
Okay. Ooh, great try at the crossbank.
Just love the IQ there to play that angle. Unfortunately, you can't capitalize on it, but like where his head's at.
And used a ton of inside English there on that 1 ball to get a good shot on this too. That was great. That was a good use of some extreme English there. You can go back and watch the stroke there after the show's over. It was a good shot. Nice little bit of backspin there. Maybe a little bit of a stun shot. Yeah.
Spicy.
Yeah, that was some nice force follow there. Left himself tough on the 4.
Wow, look at that.
Great shot.
Would you just look at it? Seen that YouTube video of the guy who keeps saying look at it over and over?
Is that like some damn Dan YouTube thing, you know?
Six in the side. Oh, you're thinking damn Daniel.
Yeah.
Back at it again with the white Vans.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Yeah. I mean, they were on Ellen DeGeneres and everything.
Oh, yeah. I love her. Her show's great.
I know, I love it too.
Shout out to Ellen DeGeneres. If you're a pool player and want to be on the show, we would consider having you.
There's nothing to consider there. She would come.
I sure heard she's got a me in Massey.
Maybe we need to get a pool table for her in our house or something. Send Dom down there to do it. Oh no.
Doesn't quite get the lift he was hoping for, and
you know, that's the first
scratches on
jump that it's the first jump tonight that he didn't get over the ball. Nice speed control there from Dan.
Squirted a little bit.
Ooh.
Squirts.
Nice shot.
Nice shot. Nice out there by
Well,
Dan.
and it's a great out. And with that, the momentum has swung right back to the middle.
Yep.
We're on a hill game here.
Yep.
This is good pool, people.
Yeah, absolutely. It's tense. Sorry, I don't mean to exacerbate. Say that word.
Exacerbate?
Yeah, exasperate that anymore.
Exasperate is like, oh my God. Exacerbate is to make something worse.
You do my Babe Ruth and call the 9 ball in the corner pocket.
I understand. I'm just having trouble saying the X and then the beat and
Yeah.
everything together in the same word.
I'm gonna break you in the middle.
It's a tricky one.
Power on.
Eggs masturbate? All right, FCC, don't shut us down.
Oh, wow. If you're not going to make a ball on the break, that's definitely how you want to leave it. Yeah, you can push. There is push in this. Yeah. Maybe I
Dom
need to say
pushes
that.
out on that shot, gives Dan the option to hand it back to him if he doesn't like it, but I mean, he's definitely able to make contact with that one. I don't know, beyond contact, how crazy we're going to get. Maybe a reverse safety.
There we go.
Yeah, and he does shoot it nice and
Oh.
soft. Wow, locked him up tight there. What a great shot.
Yeah. Oh, nice try there by Dom. It's all right. This is still tough here.
I almost moved the 5 ball.
Another safety to get that one out of there. Oh. Dan doesn't get quite the follow he wanted on that shot. Oh, great attempt there at that bank. He held the cue ball really well too, and the two just decided to sit up there. Great shot by Dom. Great masse around that 6 ball. Really nice shot. I will say now that Dom was on 2 prior to that shot, and nobody said anything. So we almost saw a 3 foul, but Dom got out of that really, really nicely with that shot. And Dan didn't call it. Oh, get out of there, cue ball. Nice shot by Dom. Excellent shot. Nice stroke there to use the rail and come back out for a nice look at the 7 ball. Ooh, twofer. That was sporty. And great out by Dom.
That was a hell of a shot on that tee ball, brother.
What a match between these two guys. Just the energy was swinging back and forth the whole time. No one really got any huge lead at any point. It was just back and forth. And
Absolutely. That
both
was
were playing well, minimal mistakes. They were making the shots they wanted to.
That was a great match. There were a couple of comments in the Facebook live feed that this is probably one of the best matches and closest matches that there's been for a long time, and that they're really enjoying this episode. So thank you guys. Thank you for your feedback.
Just love the support from everybody in the chat room so much, and for all your kind words, and hope your new year is treating you well so far. Well, with that, Dom takes home the gold star for the Shark Attack, and Dan threw his $10 in the treasure chest inside the other treasure chest, and looks like Eric is racking everything up here for the break pot, and so we're gonna see if Dan can take home the money that's in the treasure chest inside the other treasure chest. Of course, the rules is 1 rack of 9 ball. You got to have a make the 9 ball in with a legal shot. Caroms and combos are all good. No magic rack. Eric's over there racking them up nice and loose.
Nice and loose.
And
There's a sexy rack for
so yeah, if Dan can legally get that 9 ball in, he'll be walking home with money. Halfway through season 2, no one has ever won the break pot yet. Not a single winner in, I think we're close to 30 episodes now between the 2 seasons, maybe a little bit over. 32 maybe in total episodes, so 32 shots at the 34 here in official ruling. 34 chances at the break pot, or tonight's the
6 balls not touching.
Shoot it how you want. You want to fix it for you? That's how it goes. He can look at it. We give him that.
All right, I got a power ranking test. I got a power ranking
That's
test.
why he used the triangle rack. That's just the house rules. Come on, something. 5 balls. Action.
the 5 ball drops, and we're in business.
If you win, you owe me half for that good rack. After 6 balls. Yeah.
I feel like I had to work pretty hard on that break.
That was a hammer. That was a sledgehammer, man.
Nice balance.
He's got a lot of work to get to the 2 ball here.
Big swing, seeing if he can get around that 4 and get a look at the 2 ball, and sure enough, he does. What a wild break, though. Big swings back and forth between the 2 and the 3.
Yeah, the last ball moving was the
Uh-oh.
Last ball moving was the one that dropped too. You almost kicked that 2 in there, but unfortunately that's it.
Well, sad trombone sound ensues as our guest and new friend Dan unfortunately doesn't capitalize on that break putt, but he does capitalize on becoming a new friend of Sharky Waters.
Are we on?
Yeah.
Hey everybody, thanks again for joining us on the Sharky Waters Wednesday Night Dive. Don't forget, we're here every Wednesday with a different pool player, a different shark to dive in with. Tonight was Daniel. Thanks again for coming out
Thanks for having
and winging it with us. Special shout out to our sponsors, Tipsy Tomato, where we go and hang out and have pizza after the show, a couple drinks and some pool ourselves, a little bit relaxed and more laid back and informal environment. Harold Prine from Prine Custom Cues for the Optimus Prine shaft that I squeaked the W out on with today. Thanks for the help with that shaft. It plays real good. A couple good shots in there that I really attribute to that shaft. I was thinking one of those shots was a 7-ball. You guys, Daniel, you shot at the 6-ball, made it, but had a tough leave on the 7.
Yep.
And I wound up having a really similar shot the other direction and hit the draw that kind of made your ball rattle.
Yep.
But it's like I don't think I had to put as much power to it as I would have with a maple shaft.
That Massey
So-
shot was pretty nice too.
Yeah, thanks. You get lucky every once in a while. I do practice Massey shots. Maybe we'll implement that into a drill sometime. I'm pretty good at those. I know we threw the jump shots out there on request. Tune in for those. What else do we got? Next week, I think we have... Yeah, shout out to Clean Slate. Pool table. And Clean Slate Pool Tables, that's my company. It also sponsors the show, so any attention and exposure in that realm helps us out, like in a direct rubber to the road kind of way. Sharing is caring. Hit that share button. Make sure you share it with your friends. Let people know that this is the type of stuff that we're going on. If you got any friends or family that you think play pool well and they want to come and try and get a stab at the money on the break pot, then hit us up and contact us. And enjoy your practice. Keep it up. And remember, perfect practice makes a perfect performance. Enjoy. Peace.